and gentlemen, your Ashe County Huskies.
Good evening and welcome to the SkyZhone HD Game of the Week. We are here in beautiful West Jefferson, North Carolina for tonight's football Friday night matchup between Ashe County and Freedom. I am Dusty Farmer. Along with me tonight is Mark Hudler. And Mark, we come in tonight a little chilly here in the mountains, but a perfect night for football.
Yeah, just a great night. No wind, so that always helps, especially up here. So, yeah, it's just another beautiful Friday night for football. They've had good weather this year.
And Mark, we'll get right into our Steve Johnson keys to the game.
Well, of course, the big key for Ashe County is they've got to get the running back on the ground. We've got to be able to stop the run. We've said that for the last 2 or 3 weeks, and we've not been able to accomplish it. So that's going to be the big thing for Ashe County tonight is stop the run.
And Mark, our second Steve Johnson key to the game is the special teams need to be special.
They do need to be special for Ashe County because we got to find another way to try to generate some points. And, last week, of course, talking to the coaching staff, and it had been worked on, the extra points and then the onside kicks. You got to be able to execute that a little better.
Yeah, we really struggled last week in the kicking game. And our final Steve Johnson key to the game is the passing game needs to keep clicking.
Absolutely. I mean, tied a school record last week, 6 touchdown passes a game through for 408, I believe. No interceptions. That's the other key. And, I mean, he's had a tremendous year for a junior.
Freedom will kick off to the Huskies as we get ready for the Huskies versus the Patriots. Big crowd tonight for Ashe County.
Didn't even make the trip from Morganton.
No, it's a little cool for the Morganton people. And an end-over-end kick will be taken at the 5-yard line. Across the 10 up to the 20. And it's Peterson out, trying to bust it outside, still on his feet. And they're going to mark him forward progress stopped at the 20-yard line.
Yeah, surprised. I think they was challenging Peterson there a little bit. Sort of surprised they kicked it right down to the middle to Peterson. But let's see if, like we said, keys to the game, see if the offense can keep rolling here because they've really had no trouble the last couple of weeks.
And I'd say they watched film and wanted to keep it away from Estes. He's had 2 great returns the last back-to-back week.
Yeah, that's true. You're exactly right. Didn't think of that. Him flanked. They have been kicking it away, and Estes is hurt. Last 2 or 3 weeks, he's done a great job returning the football.
Peters now in the empty backfield, looks to throw on first down, gets it out quick on a wide receiver screen to Estes, and he's up to the 30-yard line.
Well, like we said, come right out. Get it out of the quarterback's hands fast. Little tunnel screen as I like to call it. And a nice, 11-yard pickup on first down.
Be 1st and 10 from the Husky 30-yard line. Patriots show blitz up the middle, and the Huskies run right by it with Peterson up the middle, up to the 50, across now to the Freedom 44-yard line.
Yeah, great job. They did blitz to run there, and I could not tell who picked up that run blitz, but they picked it up beautifully in a huge hole. And, Matthew Peterson took advantage of that. Just a great start here for the offense.
And we talked about it. It was one of our keys to the game, passing game. But the whole offense has really clicked the last 2 weeks. It's just defensively we couldn't stop it.
Yeah, I mean, and think about Matthew. He's, of course, leading all-purpose yardage as far as that goes, but he can catch and run it. So
Peterson on first down breaks a couple of tackles, but out to the 40, down to the 37-yard line.
Making it look easy right now. Of course, number 11 there for Freedom had a chance to bring Peterson down in the backfield, but he just didn't get him to the ground. But we've seen a lot of people miss tackles on Mr. Peterson this year.
Yeah, he's a very deceptive back. I mean, he don't look like he's going to be that hard to bring down. He's got such good balance.
Yeah, and I think that comes from he's a very good wrestler.
1st and 10 from the Freedom 37-yard line. Peters looks to throw the screen once again, and he breaks a couple tackles, and the ball comes loose, and Freedom picks it up. And there is nothing but green grass in front of him, and he's going to go untouched.
And that's number 11 there, Kristen Hennessy there. And, you know, on making that tackle, you're going to have to give him credit. Looks like from here that he tried to strip that football, and it come loose. He picked it up and took it in. Just a bad break here. Maybe we got a block in the back or something. There is a flag on the field.
Yeah, they stripped Estes, and the ball just bounced their way, and he went untouched.
And that was Christopher Hensley.
Thank you for that correction, Mark.
Yeah, for Freedom that picked up, caused the fumble and picked it up, run it back. We do have a flag. Let's see what's going to happen here. Unsportsmanlike against Ashe. That'll go on the kickoff. Yeah.
So Freedom scores early, 6-0 with 9:50 to go in the first. Without the offense being on the field, defense picks up a fumble and runs it back. Gosh, Mark, 60 yards, 70 yards?
Yes. 60 yards, I believe, there, Dusty. And the bad thing is the offense was just rolling. I mean, they were still clicking, but you got to give Freedom some credit. Made a great defensive play and pick up early turnover and take it back for 6.
32.
And a flag. False start against Freedom.
Sort of deflated this crowd, too.
It really has.
False start penalty against Freedom.
So let's see here. They're going to mark it. This will be the try. Still got the field goal kicker on, so we always talk about it. Extra points could be big.
Yeah, it seems like once you miss one, you start chasing points. PAT is up, and it is good. He has an impressive leg.
Yeah, plenty of leg right there. So after the big turnover there, Freedom's going to take the lead here early.
So 7-0 here early with 9:50 to go in the first quarter. See if the Huskies offense can pick up where they left off. Try to keep the turn. And they really haven't turned the ball over a lot here lately.
Well, I was just getting ready to say, Dusty, you know, talking about the offense also clicking. We haven't turned the ball over, I don't think, in the last 2 weeks, have we?
Not that I can think of.
I mean, even the Alexander Central game, they fumbled a lot, but we did not.
I think we did. And that's one thing that really worked on was, you know, cutting down the turnovers. Of course, the penalty bug still haunted us some, but we just defensively have struggled.
Definitely have struggled, of course, stopping the run. But you just got to put that behind you and come out here and say, well, you know, they hadn't stopped us yet as far as that goes. We was getting 10 yards of play there on, about 4 plays and just a disastrous.
And, Mark, it looks like that personal foul was against Freedom.
Yeah, it does look like he did point the right way when he done it. So there's probably a little trash talking, don't you think, running down the field or something.
Oh, I'm sure. Patriots to kick off to the Huskies. They stand on the 15-yard line. Kick is up, and it's going to be short at the 30, up to the 40, and going to be tackled there at the 40. I think that's Estes on the far side. It's hard to tell from here.
No, it looks like
it's going to be Luke Osborne. Fairchild back, returning kickoff. Of course, he did a great job in the one time he got the kickoff last week.
Yeah, like we said, he's just hard to bring down. Good little player, but we are back at home again, so it's hard to see those numbers.
It's so hard. I'll miss those white jerseys. 1st and 10 from the Husky 40, 9:44 to go here in the first quarter. Huskies trail by 7. Peters takes the snap, hands off to Peterson on first down. He cuts back, still on his feet. They're trying to strip the ball once again.
Yeah,
they're going for the football tonight.
they've seen something on film or something. And, you know, Peterson does fight for a lot of extra yards, but he's got to keep that ball, as they say, high and tight and close to his body, or they may create some more turnovers here.
What was it Dave Miller used to always say? Carrying it like a loaf of bread.
Yeah, there you go. He does. Sometimes when he gets the spinning, he gets it away there, and it's out there like a loaf of bread.
2nd and 9 now for the Huskies. High snap. Peters takes, looks to throw. He's going deep down the middle. He's got Graybill and tipped, but almost still caught.
You got to give number 2 there for Freedom. Good job. Looked like he was beat. That's Baylor there on the coverage, and thought we had him, but he made up some ground there and tipped it away at the end.
These corners look pretty athletic. Look like they can run stride for stride.
Maybe why the Huskies, come out early and running the ball effectively.
And we don't see many teams that, cover real well.
Hey, they're not used to it.
2nd down, Peters takes the snap, looks to throw across the middle. He's got it open. That's Estes. And he's up to the 30, to the 20, still on his feet. He's down to the 5 and all the way down to the 1-yard line. Colin Estes. That was a huge run after the catch.
Oh, yeah, just a great play right there. Line give Blake plenty of time to throw the football, because that's a pretty long route. They run a go route behind it, and he come in on the slant, and he just come wide open. Nice play there.
8:28 and counting. Huskies 1st and goal from the 2. 2-back set for the Huskies. High snap, handoff to Peterson. He cuts back and in for a Husky touchdown.
Nice job there. The line is really here offensively, is opening up some holes here early. And just, we're having no problems moving the football.
And going even back to last week, Mark, the offensive line played great.
They did. Oh, yes. I mean, offensive side of the football, not to keep harping on the defense. We just got to learn to get them on the ground. I mean, like we say, I guess we're going to get a chance here to see this Freedom running back here in a minute, but kick's good.
PAT is good for the Huskies. We'll take another look at that Matthew Peterson touchdown run on our Greens Excavating instant replay.
7-7. Just over 8 minutes to play.
Okay, your Steve Johnson Auto World drive summary. It took the Huskies 1:45 seconds. They went 60 yards in 4 plays. A 1-yard touchdown run by Matthew Peterson, and Manny Herrera added the extra point, so that brings your score with 8:14 left in the first quarter. Ashe County 7, Freedom 7. That is your Steve Johnson Auto World drive summary.
And while we got a break, we'll take a look at some other area scores here early. Looks like North Stokes is trailing East Wilkes 7-0. And the Pioneers up on High Brighton 7-0 to Mark. High Brighton's good. Watauga's phenomenal.
Yeah, and High Brighton is good. Where is that game?
It is in Watauga.
Yeah, well, that hurt their chances some. But High Brighton just have to stay in it and see what happens, because High Brighton is very good.
And I think the health of that quarterback, he played hobbled the last quarter of football.
Yeah, and we talked about it. I don't understand why he was in the game.
Yeah, I don't either. Huge lead like that. So let's get our first look at the Freedom Patriots offense.
Yeah, of course, been told here that this number 15 for Freedom, the running back senior Dr. Pepper player to watch as far as that goes, from the coaching staff, said he is shifty, pretty fast, and very hard to get to the ground.
And Mark, a very
5'11" and 230.
He's a big boy, and he gets it on first down, and he's straight up the middle. And he rumbles for 9 yards on first down.
B.G. Hampton on the carry for Freedom, brings the ball up near the 45-yard line.
And Mark, areas we have struggled is stopping the run up the middle, especially against Alexander Central.
Oh, yeah, and I mean, you know, they've watched film the last 2 or 3 weeks, Alexander Central, High Brighton, so that's all we're going to see until we can prove we can stop it. Or create some turnovers or something.
There he goes again.
Hand off on second down, and Husky do a good job. He's going to be short of the first down. Going to bring up third and short.
Yeah, very short here. So, yeah, I mean, you're getting in third and short. That's pretty good for the Huskies. And one thing that, you know, the coaches staff talked about all week, their big concern was just getting him to the ground. And right there we got good contact, probably behind the line of scrimmage, and we just couldn't get him to the ground before he picked up, what, 3 or 4 yards right there.
Third and short. Huskies almost jump off signs. That was really close. Huskies bring pressure right up the middle, and the Huskies may have got the football.
Seems like the coaching staff saying the ball's loose.
And it will be a turnover. Husky football.
It's even better here. The defense comes out and gets the stops, and it also creates a turnover.
And they brought pressure straight up the middle.
Sure did. I believe that was Blevins, and he timed the snap pretty daggone good.
Huskies will take over in Freedom territory. They'll be at the Freedom 48-yard line. 6:49 to go in the first. All tied at 7. See if Peters and the Husky offense can capitalize on this turnover. Hand off to Peterson up the middle. And he meets that defensive line. He's still on his feet.
Hey, we'll take it. 5 yards on first down, maybe 6 here. Very nice job, because you know as well as I do, if we establish the run, the passing game's going to be
wide open.
Yeah, lights out. And so far, Freedom has not covered. I mean, you know, so well, when they went man, they did on one play, but
2nd and 6 now for the Huskies. 3 receivers top. They're going to motion. Peters looks to throw. And he gets rid of it. It's picked off at the 40 and going to be pushed out of bounds at the 44-yard line.
Yeah, just a bad break there. Just pretty much threw it out there and threw it right to Freedom there. So one thing, we really didn't talk about it because they hadn't done it, but the Huskies here in the first quarter with 2 turnovers, and they're not going to be able to win this football game if they turn the ball over against this team.
Now, I think Blake got some pressure up the middle and kind of threw that one off his back foot, and the ball kind of just sailed on him a little bit.
Yeah, he did. Definitely had number 11 in his face.
Freedom takes a step on the jet sweep as number 7. He cuts it back in maybe 4 or 5 yards.
Not bad, not bad. Of course, they wasn't really concerned, believe it or not, talking to the coaches this week with, not that they don't have speed and can't get outside, but they was more concerned with 15 up the middle. So picks up about 4. We'll think they'll take that.
Second and 6 now for the Patriots. Handoff is to Hampton up the middle, and Bryant Blevins is right there.
Great job. Who has got a hold of his feet there?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Bryant Blevins and his buddy there, but that's a very nice job there. Of course, what, about a 6-7 yard loss? So huge third down right here for the defense.
That maybe Hendricks had him by the feet.
Well, you know, Hendricks played pretty well last week.
He did.
Really. Or he was in on a lot of plays.
Mm-hmm. 3rd and 6 now for the Patriots. 4:44 to go here in the first. Still tied up, 7-all. And they look to throw on 3rd down. They get it out quick, and it is depending to see if he was in bounds or not. And I think they're going to mark it as a catch.
Yeah, mark it as a catch. He's going to be awful close or maybe a little short. No, he's going to give him the first down here. So nice throw and catch there by the Patriots.
That was Castro who had the earlier pick on the reception.
I mean, really a great catch.
Yeah.
and to keep his feet in bounds. Just a very nice job right there.
1st and 10 now from the Husky 43-yard line.
1:15, guys. Get ready.
They're trying to draw them out. I think they're intentionally doing it. Either that or they're really bad at it.
Patriots snap, quick pitch out to number 15 to Hampton, and he rumbles out of bounds. There's a super late flag.
Where it's thrown, and you think a hold. Yes, hold against the Patriots here, so that's going to help here.
We'll be holding against the Patriots and going to back them up 10 yards.
Holding penalty against Freedom. They'll move it back 10 yards. We'll be back inside.
From where that's thrown, that's going to make it 2nd and 20.
1st and 20.
Well, 1st and 20 was our first down.
But it might be the worst place we could be.
Yeah, we don't do well in long yardage situations.
But you got to keep them behind the chains here. You definitely got a running team where you want them right here.
Be 1st and 20 now from the Patriot 43. Fake the handoff and a high pass, trying to get out to number 2, Caldwell.
And just in this pass, the pass there that they completed or threw over his head here made me think of this. They did change the rule on intentional grounding, Mr. Farmer, in high school this year. It's a college rule. When he got the big intentional grounding, and it was only because it did not pass the line of scrimmage. Because I know when we were talking about it, when I done it, no, it would have been intentional grounding all night.
Rolls, looks to throw, he's going deep, he's got a man,
Turn around.
and nice catch by number 2, and he's going to walk in for a Patriots touchdown. Looked to be a little, I was going to say, they were hand fighting the whole way, but.
Yeah, it wasn't a whole lot. I don't think there's a whole lot there. We sort of just mistimed our jump, and he didn't. And right there again, give up the big play when we got him behind the chain. So, huge play for the Patriots there.
That's number 2 Caldwell in for the Patriots. And maybe, Mark, this is going to be a little bit like last week. Not a lot of defense play.
I was just getting ready to say that this league, so far, the teams we've seen, it may be an offensive league because they've not been a whole lot of defense played.
No, there's not. I guess the most defense was maybe against Watauga, and the PAT is good. This makes it Freedom 14, Ashe County 7 with 3:12 to go here in the first quarter.
Just got to get back on the field and score and go right back at them, not turn the football over.
And on our Miller Insurance scoreboard, Watauga now leads High Brighton 14-0 in the first quarter. Avery leads Madison 7-0. East Wilkes leads North Stokes. Mountain Heritage leads Mitchell 7-0. West Henderson leads Owen 14-0. And Elkin and Allegheny are still 0-0.
So the Pioneers, I believe, or what do you think? 14 in the first, probably 14 in the second.
Yeah.
14 in the third. They're usually pretty efficient.
According to Max Prep's ranking, they are the 42nd ranked high school in the state of North Carolina.
And that's all classifications.
All classifications, which is, I don't know how many schools that is, but it's a bunch.
Yeah, there's a lot of schools in North Carolina.
Ashe is ranked 261, so we know there's at least 261.
Yeah, we do know that.
High short kick taken by the Huskies at the 30-yard line.
Ooh.
And he's up to the 31 or 2.
They kicked it short that time, so
they're just going to do whatever they can to keep it away from Estes on the kickoff.
yeah, and of course you don't want to kick it to Peterson. They figured that out on the first kickoff. So
32-yard line.
nice job fielding the ball and getting good field position.
All right, let's make a long drive.
1st and 10 for the Huskies.
Peterson. Oh, man.
Backside, come out
And
backside.
Aiden Peters is across the 40, across the 50, and taken out of bounds at the 37-yard
With a
line.
very nice run brought out eventually by number 24, Mike Powell. But that is good play. Farm Bureau first down and then some.
Well, Mark, our Miller Insurance scoreboard is down.
Oh, well.
Technology.
Technology.
Great when it works.
Not so when it's not done.
Yeah, just popped up a bunch of errors. So maybe to come back later. First and 10 from 36, handoff to Peterson once again, up the middle. And the offensive line's just creating a surge.
Just a great job, and like on the last play, Peterson with just a great run, and Poe got a great block out here. They'll probably spring him for a good 15 to 20 more yards. So 2nd and 4 here, just really moving the football well.
2nd and 3 now for the
We've
Huskies.
stopped ourselves twice.
We have.
So we're going to hand off to him again. There you go.
Handoff to Peterson once again on 2nd down, and it will be enough for a first down.
First down.
Nice 4-yard gain, pick up the first down, reset it, and start over here. So a nice job here by the Husky offense driving the football. Just got to finish the drive.
1st and 10 down to the Freedom 28, 1:36 to go here in the first quarter. High snap, quick pitch to Peterson. Puts his foot in the ground, gets down the sideline, he's across the 10, and will be pushed out at the 11-yard line.
Great balance. I wouldn't have been surprised to see him tight walk it and go down through there. He is so good when he gets close to the sidelines. But just, as we said, great blocking. He hit the seam. Just a great job right there.
Luke Osborne in the game, 2-back set now for the Huskies. 2 receivers this side. Estes, the long receiver, to the top.
I bet Luke Osborne's going to carry this one.
And it's a Peterson and a reverse. Nice. That's a wrinkle I'm not sure we've seen.
Oh, yeah, we've seen them a little bit running that back. This time they're running to Matthew. They've been running it to Estes there, to Matthew Peterson, and just a great job right there. Good blocking once again. You can't say enough about the guys up front, and just great drive there by the Huskies. Good answer.
Yeah, I mean, we'd seen it to Estes a couple times last week, but that's the first time we've seen it go to Peterson.
And I mean, hey, get the ball to your best football player any way you can. And I did pull some stats today, and I mean, he's rushed for 769 yards in 7 football games this year, so he's had a tremendous season.
So the PAT is good. We'll take another look at that Peterson touchdown on our Greens activating instant replay.
Established downtown West Coast in 1930 and making more than 40,000 pounds of cheese per week.
Okay, your Steve Johnson Auto World Drive summary. It took the Huskies 2 minutes, 30 seconds. They went 68 yards in 5 plays. 11-yard touchdown run by Matthew Peterson. The extra point by Manny Rivera was good. So that brings your score with 54 seconds left in the first quarter. Your Ashe County Huskies 14. Freedom Patriots 14. That is your Steve Johnson Auto World Drive summary.
And Mark, I'd like to check some other area scores, but Miller Insurance scoreboard is down.
Hey, let's see. We'll try Twitter a minute, maybe.
Mark, being the social media fazant that he is, will check his Twitter account.
That's me. Well, the only bad thing I see first when it pops up is the Atlanta Braves lost today. So the backs are against the wall tomorrow.
They are. They really against the wall being in Philadelphia tomorrow. Squib kick.
Backstreet Subs kickoff.
Don't get me talking about the Braves, Mark. We'll forget we're watching football.
Oh, yeah, I know. We sort of missed that there, but we'll see if we can find some scores somewhere.
The kickoff return brought down by Jason Greer.
So let's see what the defense, you know, done a great job stopping 15 last
Yeah,
time.
that's the
Got
pass
them
they got
all
last
changed.
time.
We cannot give up the big plays
They
here.
must have a heck of a return there because they're trying to keep away from him. 15's back in there. He took a breather. He's ready to go.
First and 10 from the Freedom 35-yard line.
And there he goes.
And off to Hampton up the middle, and he is gone, Mark. That young man can run. 10-5, touchdown Patriots. He didn't get touched. He's at the 10-yard line.
I mean, untouched, and like you said, for a 5'11", 230, he was moving. Yeah, just a great job right there. Just opened a big hole, and like we said, we got to get him to the ground, and so far we've...
You know, Mark, I'm 6 foot 225, and my 225 and his 230 look way different.
They sure do look way different. Yes, they do. He's got a little baby fat on him, should we say? I mean,
That baby fast was moving.
he's a big, thick kid, and he can definitely, he's as good as advertised.
The only time I've moved that fast is with wheels.
Yeah. Sort of reminds, it does remind a little bit with the coaching staff, sort of
Short
compared him
kickoff
to,
or kick, but it is good.
if anybody remembers, Dylan Hutchison. Except this guy's a little taller.
A little faster.
Yeah, a little faster.
little faster.
Yeah, a little faster.
Let's run that fast. He was on fire.
Yeah, I guess so. But the shiftiness was there, and the hard to get to the ground was there, I guess is what I meant to say.
Yeah, that's very true.
Freedomers is a word, but it's the concept of it.
So 21-14, they were still in the first quarter, Mark.
Oh, yeah. I mean, what, last week it was 30-40 at the half
Yeah.
or something. It looks like we're headed that way again. Yeah, and I mean, like everybody talking here, box one play touchdown. I mean, you know, just.
Huskies back deep to receive the kickoff. 38.4 seconds to go in the first. They trail by 7, 21-14.
That little place in Lansing. That was my first time. It was cute. There's some cute places downtown now.
Peterson, Estes, and I think that's Fairchild. on the
That's
far side.
Fairchild on the far side. This kid has got a leg.
Yeah, that's going into the end zone for a touchback. We've seen some really good kickers
We
last
have
couple
seen
weeks.
some good kickers the last couple of weeks. That is exactly right. Kid at last week had a tremendous leg.
That was his sole job.
Yep.
He stood on the sideline and kicked to that
Kicked
net.
it, yeah, he wore himself out kicking into the
Wore
net.
me out watching.
So the Huskies here, like we said, just got to keep scoring and keep pace, I guess.
I mean, we don't have the 2 turnovers, and we score on both of those. We're up.
Yeah. Or tied. Freedom did have the 1 turnover.
Oh, that's very true. Peters looks to throw across the middle. He's got a man he overthrows at the 50 trying to get it to. I guess that's Peterson.
Yeah, that is Matthew Peterson, which we've seen that a lot this year, where he runs that streak out of the backfield right down the middle, and we've had some success with him.
Got one out there with him.
Thanks as a man who missed the most.
Second 10 now for the Huskies. High snap. Peters looks to throw, gets it out quick to Estes on the screen, and he's got the first down.
I tell you, Estes is Mr. Steady out there receiving core. Of course, he's also played in 7 games, got 49 catches, 702 yards on the season, and 8 touchdowns. So he's been a weapon, had a great senior year so far.
I assume he is our leading receiver.
Yes, he's our leader in receivers, and you know, here's going to be a surprise. Matthew Peterson is the second behind him.
Got blockers. Hold on to that ball.
And they try to go screen to this side to Phipps, and he's taken down hard at the 35-yard line.
But that's a nice, 4-yard pickup on first down.
Marcus Lawrence on the tackle there for Freedom.
That should have been unnecessary roughness there.
I take that back. Ian Graybill is second with 4, and then you got Peterson who's got 304. Into the first.
And now they're talking about something. It is the end of the first quarter. So at the end of the first, it's Freedom 21, Ashe County 14. Huskies have the ball. We'll be back in the second quarter in the SkyZone HD Game of the Week.
Carroll Original Wear has been in the business of custom apparel and merchandise for over 20 years, cutting their teeth in Western wear and specializing in custom embroidery, t-shirt graphics, and jerseys. They also offer their services to teams, businesses, and the greater public. They are dedicated to creating quality products that teams and businesses can be proud to wear. Carroll Original Wear is proud to support our hometown teams.
When it comes to insurance, Miller Insurance has over 70 years of experience in the business. We offer auto, home, farm, and business insurance, along with several other products to make sure you have the right coverage that fits your needs. Before you renew, give us a call at 336-246-7151 or stop by 107 South Jefferson Avenue in downtown West Jefferson. Miller Insurance is proud to support all our hometown teams.
Welcome back to SkyZone HD Game of the Week. You're going to start the second quarter here from Ashe County as the Huskies trail 7-14-21. Huskies do have the ball, 2nd and 5 from their own 35. Peters hands off to Peterson on the first down. He cuts back, minimal gain on second down.
Yeah, going to bring up a manageable 3rd down here, but Huskies have really come out. I mean, it's been fairly balanced, but they're really trying to establish the run here tonight.
They have more so than they have at all last week.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we need this first down.
Big time need the first down.
3rd and 4 for the Huskies.
Coming. He's offside.
And he's offside. Good hard count.
Yeah, we're going to get the first down. Good hard count there. Lord, if he would have timed that right, though.
Oh, man. He'd have took the snap.
So, defensive mistake here by Freedom here. Huskies going to get a first down, keep the drive alive.
1st and 10 now for the Huskies. They work quick, get it out to Peterson. He makes one guy miss. Tries to get the sideline across the 50, going to be pushed out of bounds at the 47-yard line.
Right. It is extremely hard for one guy to bring him down. Right there, he could have dropped him for a 6-yard loss, and he ends up picking up, 7 here.
Yeah, I mean, they should have had him in the back.
He's tremendous. I said it last week, and I'll say it again. I don't care what classification you put him in. He can play.
He's got some good movement. Looks like a guy gonna need it all.
2nd and 2. Huskies take the snap, hand off to Peterson on 2nd down. He hits a wall, but it looks like he's going to have enough for the first down.
First down.
Yeah, just barely. He hit a wall right there, but just a good, hard, tough run. Hit a wall for sure. He felt that a little bit too. He's in the backfield, but they've been riding him here.
He's a tough young man.
Yeah, and and he very seldom does not fall forward.
Yeah, very seldom. First and 10 from the Freedom 45. Peter looks at the road, got the screen set up, and couldn't get it to Estes.
A lot of pressure, got there too quick, just got there a little too quick. He's trying to get it across to Estes there. And, good job getting rid of the football, though.
Brings up 2nd down.
This is for 4 down territory.
10:28 to go here in the first half. Freedom 21, Ashe County 14. Huskies driving. Do have the 2 turnovers. Of course, Freedom has the 1.
Yeah, and that's been pretty much what they both stopped themselves.
Peters looks to throw. He gets it out to Peterson. Nice catch at the 50, up to the 40, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds.
And a great catch, and he done a good job getting rid of the football there. And he picked up enough here, going to make the third down very manageable. Like you say, it's 2-down territory right here, don't you think? Unless you just have
unless you lose a lot of yards here.
Unless you take a big sack or something.
Third and 3 from the Freedom 38.
Oh, come on.
And there's going to flag on the play.
But I think they moved first, so we may get another first down here. What we got? Yes, sir.
Yep.
We'll pick up another first down. Freedom, 2 big penalties on 3rd and short here to give the Huskies help keep the Huskies drive alive.
And we'll take it.
Yeah, we will take it for sure.
1st and 10 now for the Huskies. Pick up the first down the easy way. Peters takes a snap, looks to throw on first down. He's got pressure up the middle. Gets it complete as to, I think that's to Phipps.
Yeah, that's Ryder Phipps there. Nice job there on the out. We'll pick up nice 9-yard pickup on first down. Good protection once again, and just a nice route. Good play.
Good job Peters throwing with pressure in his face.
Yeah, they're getting to him a little late, but yeah, Peters is you can't say enough about what he's had for a junior in this system.
Mm-hmm.
He's had a tremendous year.
Second and 1 now for the Huskies. And a little different wrinkle. And some shoving, and that's going to be against the Huskies.
It is. I mean, I give Poe a little credit there. He sort of hit his coach there a little bit, and maybe he's taking up for Piscopo some there when he ran into him. But you got to keep your head right there. That's going to be a huge penalty against the Huskies right here.
And we haven't seen that look.
And I'm going to say this. I don't think I want to see it again. He was awful close to picking that football off.
Yeah.
We got a lineman coming out too. Got a lot going on right here. Let's see what's happening. But I do think it's going to be a dead ball, unsportsmanlike against the Huskies.
That's exactly what it is.
Yes. I mean, it really, he didn't run into Coach Piscopo on purpose. And if you want to get technical as an official over here, he's supposed to be on the purple.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Pisco's big boy, he can take care of himself.
Yeah, he can. So, big play here, or big penalty. Going to bring up a huge 3rd and 17 here, or no, not that much.
13.
13, about 13. So, again, 2-down territory, so you need to get enough of it to have a chance on 4th down.
Empty backfield for Peters. He sees pressure right at the middle, gets it out quick to Estes. He makes one guy miss, dives ahead to the 15. So much more manageable 4th down.
Not a bad pickup, and I tell you, Estes almost broke it and got the first down there. Nice job. So you got a manageable 4th and long 3 here or so, 2 yards, and you really need to pick it up. Yeah.
4th and 2, 9 minutes to go here in the first half. Huskies trail by 7, trying to tie this thing up in the second quarter. Hands off to Peterson, and he's going to be short of the first down.
Where he's coming in, he's marking it short.
He's definitely going to be short. It'll be turnover and down for the Huskies.
It's a big stop here by the Patriots defense, and the Husky defense is going to have to come up with a stop right here.
And this is about where we were last week with Hot Rod. Did the same amount of time. They got a stop. We couldn't get a stop. They got the ball back to start the second half. They scored. It was kind of over at that point.
Yeah, it was kind of.
We just
we
played
started
catch up.
scoring. Yeah, we just see if Freedom will turn the ball over or something for us here, and
hand off to number 70. There's a couple guys missed. Good tackle there across the 30. Barnett carry for the Patriots.
Yeah, and they just slammed this side down, didn't they? A lot of running room. Picked up 7 yards there.
And you can tell with this offense, they're probably a much more of a clock management offense. They've scored so quick.
Oh, yeah, I mean, the 70-yard run and then the long pass plays.
And
I would say they want to keep the Husky offense
and the fumble
off the
recovery.
field. And the fumble recovery, yeah. We need one of them again.
Huskies bring pressure up the middle. They get it out on
Grab that ball. Grab that ball.
Ball goes out of bounds. It was pretty close to being backwards pass.
It looks like to me he's spotting the football where it went out of bounds, which was about at the line of scrimmage. Maybe not. Was it a little behind the line? Maybe.
It was close.
Anyway, 3rd and 3 here, it would be huge.
It'd be nice to get a 3 and out right here.
They hadn't forced a punt in 2 weeks.
Yeah. And off to number 7, and he's going to get there right into it. Good defensive call.
Yeah, we shifted over one and shifted right into their play there. Good. That's what you call watching film and being prepared right there. Great job. Don't look like he's bringing nobody out right now, but he may let the play clock wind down and make a decision, but I would think he would punt the football here.
And here's my question mark. Maybe they scheme like this, or I don't think he's hurt, but 15 has been this whole series.
No, he has not, but have to see if we see him anywhere sitting on the sideline, but they're going for it here unless the Huskies jump off. Watch the football. They may be trying to draw.
Yeah, very well could be.
He's going to call a timeout here.
Yeah, play clock's down to 2. He's going to call a timeout. Good defensive stand so far for the Huskies.
Yeah, just you got to be awake. But you never know. High school football. Be awake for the fake and all that good happy stuff, as they say.
Home games to provide an initial appearance on the field. Memorial Hospital Rehabilitation Services Department continues work with student athletes throughout their entire rehabilitation process. From emergency surgical and advanced diagnostic care to family medicine, wellness services.
So with almost just a little under 7 minutes to go here in the first half, decision time for Freedom.
Does look like they're bringing a punt around here, so see what
This would be a huge stop for that Husky defense.
Stop for the Huskies. Like we said, watch for the fake, catch the football, run it back.
Estes back for the Huskies.
There, but we got to be smart here. And
for us, we have 77, which is Matthew Hendricks, and 75 for Mike Hunt.
Low snap. Huskies come after it. And it's going to take a Freedom bounce down to the 13-yard line.
You know what, though, Farmer? That's okay. We have forced a punt.
The defense did their job. 3 and out.
Did their job. Wouldn't be nothing wrong with a nice 650-minute here drive and scoring tied up and go to the half.
So with, like we said, Mark, 6:51 to go here in the first half. Huskies take over 1st and 10 from their own 13-yard line. Four receivers for the Huskies. And off to Peterson, and he makes a couple guys miss. Going to get out to about the 20-yard line.
Yeah, nice pick up there once again.
Good for a game of about 5 on play. Second down coming.
2nd and 5 now for the Huskies. Peters in the gun. Pressure straight up the middle. Gets it out quick to Estes. He's got a lot of purple jerseys in front of him. He's still on his feet.
Hold the ball.
And he's going to be tackled at the 38-yard line.
Once again, I mean, they threw that thing right under that blitz there, and then right play call at the right time, and the nice pickup there. And Estes, once again, him and the two seniors, Peterson, and them, they're playing well tonight.
.55 to go. Two-back set now for the Huskies. High snap handoff to Peterson. He follows his blocker. And there's a flag against Freedom.
Yeah, a little too much. They sort of took him to the ground
a little chippy
hard
out there
after the whistle, and Peterson was getting up quick, took offense to that, but then he sort of shoved again. So I would think that we're going to get a nice job right there.
This is going to be a dead ball. Personal foul against Freedom. So that helps.
Oh, it definitely helps there. I think it was, well, said it before, I am sort of biased there, but pretty good call there. But you said it right, it's starting to get a little chippy.
Moves the ball up to the Husky 45-yard line. Fake the handoff, gets the screen out to Graybill. And 8-yard pickup on first down.
Nice job, and hey, we've said it many times, that's an extension of our running game, just a little short pass plays. And, get what you can get. So 2nd and 2 here.
Five minutes to go here in the first half. 2nd and 3 for the Huskies. Hand off to Peterson once again. He has been the workhorse tonight. And he's going to be close to the sticks. Looks like they're going to give him the spot.
He got across the line there, so they're definitely going to get the first down. Nice run there by Peterson once again. Tough little 3-yard run right there, but picked up the first down.
Peterson's really, he's worked tonight.
Oh, they threw it to him, sent him out on long pass patterns and handed it to him. I don't really know how many times, and he's done a great job. Two-back set here, I expect him to get it again.
Look to throw out of that set.
They don't do that.
He's got it to the Estes, and it falls incomplete.
Yeah, which, that's a pretty good little change up there. They don't throw out of the two-back set a whole lot, so they try to take a shot there at Estes. So it's going to bring up 2nd and 10 here.
That stops the clock with 4:16 to go in the first half. Peters in the gun. Motion Fairchild. Hand off to Peterson. Up the middle. Good pickup on first. Or 2nd down.
Yeah, going to pick up about 6 yards there. So, again, a good manageable 3rd down. Of course, we're 4-down territory here. Of course, I like I said before the drive started, we're using the clock here good. We just got to finish this drive.
Absolutely. 3rd and 5 now for the Huskies.
He's changing it.
Peters looks to throw, gets the screen out to Estes. He splits the two defenders.
He's going
to be close. And judging by the spot,
he's looking at the line and where the chain is close to the
he's going to give him the first down.
First down right there. Good job and a great job by, I believe it's Brendan Fairchild out here.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, just a great job right there. And it looked like, hey, the young quarterback, and as a junior, looks like he changed that play there. So a great job by him.
looking good on this drive and just keep it going.
First and 10 now from the Freedom 23-yard line. Just under 3 minutes to go here in the first half. Huskies trying to tie it up at 21.
Oh, he's open.
Peters looks to throw, gets it underneath through Fairchild. He spins, makes one guy miss, spins again.
Hold the ball.
And the whistle's going to stop him right at the sticks.
Yeah, good job. And I mean, he's not, we've said it before, he's not the biggest person, but man, he's tough and he's hard to bring down.
5'8", 140 pounds.
Yeah. He is one tough little football player. And
another one of those sophomores that we have that's just making contributions. Throw it to Estes once again, and he breaks free. And that was all Colin Estes right there. He broke three defenders basically to get in for a Husky touchdown with 2:01 to go here in the first half.
Yeah, great job. Do have a Husky player down over here. Don't know who it is. I hope it's not number 28. And just from playing, that's who it looks like. But anyway, let's get back to that play. Great job of Colin Estes. I'm going to go ahead and say it. There's #1 nominee for the Carroll Original Wear end zone play of the game. That's going to be the first nominee so far, but that's just a tremendous effort right there.
That was a tremendous effort. And they're taking.
Do you see? No, it's not. Which I shouldn't put it that way. But I do see Peterson over here, so it's. I don't know.
And mark while they tend to this injury. We'll be back there. Take a break. We'll be back at SkyZhone HD Game of the Week after the break.
Carroll Original Wear has been in the business of custom apparel and merchandise for over 20 years, cutting their teeth in Western wear and specializing in custom embroidery, t-shirt graphics, and jerseys. They also offer their services to teams, businesses, and the greater public. They are dedicated to creating quality products that teams and businesses can be proud to wear. Carroll Original Wear is proud to support our hometown teams.
When it comes to insurance, Miller Insurance has over 70 years of experience in the business. We offer auto, home, farm, and business insurance, along with several other products to make sure you have the right coverage that fits your needs. Before you renew, give us a call at 336-246-7151 or stop by 107 South Jefferson Avenue in downtown West Jefferson. Miller Insurance is proud to support all our hometown teams.
Welcome back to our SkyZone HD Game of the Week. Let's get ready to kick the PAT after the injury.
And it's one of those linemen, Cade Brown, in man, the way they've been playing up front. You hate to see that happen.
You do.
He is limping or walking off a little bit on his own power. So, excuse me, maybe it's not anything real serious. Come on, Manny.
PAT is short, and it is not going to get there. So Huskies don't tie it up. They trail by 1, 20-21 with 2:01 to go here in the first half. We'll take a look at that Colin Estes touchdown on our Greens Excavating instant replay.
Okay, your Steve Johnson Auto World drive summary. It took 4 minutes and 10 seconds. The Huskies went 85 yards in 10 plays. 14-yard touchdown pass from Blake Peters to Colin Estes. The extra point was no good. So with 2:01 left in the second quarter, that brings your score Freedom 21, Ashe County 20. That is your Steve Johnson Auto World drive summary.
So we'll get ready for our Backstreet Subs kickoff. We missed that one earlier, so we'll get it right here.
Yeah, we did. We
got to talk about the Braves.
We did. We got to talk about them Atlanta Braves. And,
they frustrate us.
Of course, Huskies' big drive there. We've talked about it, I don't know how many times. when we've been on the air in our 7 years. Extra points, man,
They loom large.
They can loom large late in the game. But anyway, that's a very good answer there by this Husky offense. After the defense gets a stop, so let's Freedom's got 2 timeouts, big play capabilities we've seen. We need to hold them out of the end zone here before the half.
Yeah, because I think Freedom does get the ball to start the second half. And it's an onside. The Huskies touch it, but I think Freedom might fall on it.
I don't think we touched it early, do you?
No, I don't think so.
But, yes, we almost come up with that football right there. Just tough break here. But let's
Special teams were almost real special.
Yes, they sure were. We talked about that as the key to the game, and they absolutely were right there. Of course, let's call it 2 minutes, 1:59 left here, and they just need to come up with a huge stop here. Just like last time, 3 and out.
Yeah, 3 and out would be great. It does look like 15's back in. So maybe that was a scheme thing.
Yeah, he
with
could
him.
have been resting a little bit. I'll tell you
He
what.
was probably tired.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what now.
Because he plays defense too.
Yeah, we've laid some licks on him early. I mean, we
Hand off to number 15, Hampton, and he is bouncing outside spins. He's got the first down up to the Husky 44-yard line.
He's just shifty and a whole lot faster than he looks, and he just gets out of tackles.
A man that size really shouldn't be that shifty.
He shouldn't have that much quickness, should he?
It's just that little quick.
Got quick feet.
He does.
Short, choppy steps.
Let him break out of there.
I'd like to see him fumble it.
I would too. And he takes the handoff. Huskies have got him in the backfield, but he gets loose, turns up the sideline, still on his feet, and we'll see where they mark him out of bounds. And now a late flag. That might be against the Huskies.
And I'm going to say it once again. I don't know how many times in talking to the coaching staff this week, the word they used was just get him to the ground.
Yeah.
I mean, we had him for a 3-4 yard loss in the backfield and about 3 people on him, and you just got to give him a lot of credit. He's strong and a hard time, and it looks like we're going to have a big penalty at the end of that thing too here. Late hit out of bounds by the Huskies.
Yeah, they're going to march it up. And you talked about it, Mark. He didn't want to give up a touchdown before the halftime, and it's not looking good so far.
Well, let's see what happens here. Of course, the Patriots are sitting on 2 timeouts. So.
119 that puts the ball up to the Husky 20-yard line.
Playing soccer, playing football with Sam. We framed it and
And off once again. The Huskies get him to the ground that time.
Yeah, that's number 7.
That's number 7.
Yeah, 15's resting, I guess, after that big, long, hard run there. And he did take a pretty decent shot out of bounds over there. So good stop there on first down by the Huskies here. Of course, big thing to clock. Let's see if we can. I mean, they got 20-some yards. Don't fall asleep on the pass, though, here.
2nd and 12 now for the Patriots.
Don't jump.
And they look to throw on 2nd down, and he gets on the quick out right at the sticks. That looks real familiar.
Yeah, that
quick out.
Yeah, that looks just about like what we do. The clock's still running. Clock stop. There you go. So it's going to be a little shorter of a first down. So it's going to be 3rd and 1.
About a yard short of the first down marker.
3rd and 1, 27.9 seconds to go.
Free discussion here. I'm going to put some time back on the clock.
Okay, what's going on?
Some time.
And the official's coming over the sideline.
Yeah, he's probably going to put some time back on the clock.
And it's still discussing it.
Hey, put 35 seconds on the clock. 35.
And they're going to add it back to 35 seconds.
Sorry.
So with 35 seconds to go here in the first half, Patriots trying to add to their lead. 3rd and short. They lead by 1, 21-20.
He on 15, he'll be getting the ball.
3rd and 2 from the 11. Hand off to 15. He's trying to bounce it outside, and the Huskies tackle him in the backfield. That was Luke Osborne, maybe.
Just a great job, and he got his feet that time. Just wonderful. They forced him to try to bounce it, and we done a great job there. So, huge 4th down play here.
And it looks like Freedom's going to take a timeout. So 4th and 2, your Freedom. It looks like your kicker's got a pretty impressive leg. You kick it or you going to go for it, Mark?
Proud to be a sponsor of Husky Athletics.
I'm going to say he's going to go for it here. I mean, well, you ain't got no wind. The flag is completely still. Kicker does have a good leg. Let's see what happened. The Freedom coach wants to talk to the he is not happy about something here, but I didn't see anything really that went on right there.
I didn't either. Oh, they do have a player
Also,
down.
be sure to use the viewing room to see cheese being made. Or find them online at AsheCheese.com.
That player's still down on the sideline. Looks like, I thought he was just cramping up. So Mark, what are you going to do? You going to go for it?
Yeah,
4th and 4?
I'm going for it. I'm not putting it in the kicker's hands here. But, you know, we've held them the first 2 downs, but they hadn't, you know, really just proved to you that they could stop us. And it is.
Especially if you got a big back like him in the backfield.
That is BJ down. He is down there looking at his legs, ankle or something here. He did limp back over there a little bit after that tackle, but 4th here and about 4. I expect him to go for it. I don't believe we'll see a kicker.
No, I don't think we will either.
Czechoslovakia, Ashe, and she knew we were West Africa.
He's still down on the sideline, so. He's not getting to his feet.
Yeah.
That's a long time out. Oh, we got injured.
He laid down and get checked out.
Listen to that. Oh my goodness, they're carrying 15 off the field.
So now back to action, 26.3 seconds to go.
We'll have to rethink our strategy here. Teams that involved.
4th and 4 from the Husky 13-yard line.
Huge play right here. Huge play.
He's going to pass it.
In the gun, fakes the handoff, gets it on the slant, and he caught it for a Freedom touchdown. That was an impressive catch, because I didn't think he had a chance.
I didn't either. I mean, he got the ball out there quick, but that's just one heck of a catch right there.
It really was, because it was thrown well in front of him.
Well in front of him. He stretched out. That's about, and that, I mean, you know, that's a tough break there for the Huskies. Man, what a catch.
That's one of those I'd kind of like to see again.
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad on the instant replay here.
So PAT now for the Patriots. Kick is up. And it is good. So it makes it 28-20 with 20.3 seconds to go here in the first half.
20 seconds to play in the first half.
And Mark, I really wish our insurance scoreboard was working. So.
Yeah, tough break there on that. But anyway, well, it's sort of playing out the same scenario as last week.
They score right before the half. Of course, we had a little more time when we got the ball back. But.
Yeah, and of course, the halftime got us. We do have, unless I'm wrong, all 3 timeouts here. That's what the scoreboard's got also. And you know them, if we get a pretty good return, they're not going to sit on the football. So just got to be smart here. But again, we could be looking at about a 14-point swing here.
Right.
You know,
yeah.
So. And this Freedom team, the kid throws the ball good, but the number 2's made 2 just great catches for him.
And they kick it deep, and it will go into the end zone. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 24 of the Huskies.
20-yard line.
See here if the Huskies can get a big play here before the half. They just cannot. Yeah, you can't. We can't turn the football.
Can't turn the football over. So 3 timeouts. Huskies get the ball back with 20.3 seconds to go. Peters in the gun, looks through, he's got pressure, he's trying to get it out. The screen is tipped and picked off Mark at the 5-yard line.
Just a tremendous, trying to set up the screen there because you know you're not going to, but just a tremendous defensive play there by them to tip up and get that football.
That's like worst case scenario right there.
That's definitely worst case scenario.
Just under 15 seconds to play.
A very athletic play by the defensive lineman.
Yep, and Freedom does have 1 timeout here.
You talk about a 14-point swing. They score here and then get the ball back and start the second half.
This definitely could be a very key play in this football game.
So Freedom now has it 1st and goal from the 7. 14.9 seconds to go here in the first half. Look to throw on 1st down. He's going to a corner route. Nice adjustment. But I think he's going to be out of bounds, incomplete.
Overthrew him a little bit. It's going to leave 9 seconds here on the clock.
Just under 10 seconds to play now in the first half.
And it looks like he's down.
Are they cramping?
I'm not sure.
Pretty cold night to be cramping.
I don't know what the temperature is, Mark, but you're right. It is chilly out there. It's only getting colder as the night goes on.
They're looking at his lower leg. Could be an ankle or something.
There is that. I don't know. But I don't guess it's a track thing right there. He could have tripped on that.
And he was definitely far enough to go by it. He cleats may have hit it in the slid or something there, but.
Got any updates on Twitter, Mark?
Let's see here.
Yeah.
Yeah, he fell. I think he tripped over some stuff or hurt his ankle. This is not.
Is it everything? Like I said, we're coordinating their offense.
No score update.
I don't. I took my daughter.
Well, the dance ends at the same time, no matter what the stop is.
Yeah. They said that if you're not going to the game.
So 9.7s are still working on him on that sideline. We'll take a break here in the SkyZone. We're back to the end of this first half after the break.
Carroll Original Wear has been in the business of custom apparel and merchandise for over 20 years, cutting their teeth in Western wear and specializing in custom embroidery, t-shirt graphics, and jerseys. They also offer their services to teams, businesses, and the greater public. They are dedicated to creating quality products that teams and businesses can be proud to wear. Carroll Original Wear is proud to support our hometown teams.
When it comes to insurance, Miller Insurance has over 70 years of experience in the business. We offer auto, home, farm, and business insurance, along with several other products to make sure you have the right coverage that fits your needs. Before you renew, give us a call at 336-246-7151 or stop by at 107 South Jefferson Avenue in downtown West Jefferson. Miller Insurance is proud to support all our hometown teams.
Welcome back to SkyZone HD Game of the Week. We have 9.7 seconds left here in the first half. Freedom leads 28-20. They're trying to add to that. Have it first and or second goal from the 7. Freedom takes a snap, looks to throw on second down, tries to get it on the out, and it's complete, I believe. And it is for a Freedom touchdown.
Number 2 once again, and I mean them two there, they got their timing down on that out. He put the football in a good spot where only his guy can catch it. That's a huge score for Freedom right here before the half.
Absolutely. I mean, we're 1 point away, and it was back and forth, and now it's going to the half. It could be 35-20, and then they get the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, and that, I mean, you got to have a stop coming out in the second half.
PAT is up, and it is good. So make it 35-20 with 2.7 seconds to go here in the first half.
36-20. 35-20.
I would think Freedom probably squib kick it here.
I think you're probably right.
Play in the first half. Kenny will receive the next kickoff.
Freedom to kick off to the Huskies. Peterson, Estes, and Fairchild back for the Huskies.
I wouldn't think that they would kick it deep here. They might let him kick it out of the end zone.
Yeah, they might.
You need a more elaborate version of fun.
And this is a squib kick taken at the 30, up across 35. And it's going to be tackled short of the 40. And that will do it for the first half. So in the first half, Freedom leads Ashe County 35-20. We'll be back to the second half of SkyZone HD Game of the Week after the break.
Carroll Original Wear has been in the business of custom apparel and merchandise for over 20 years, cutting their teeth in Western wear and specializing in custom embroidery, t-shirt graphics, and jerseys. They also offer their services to teams, businesses, and the greater public. They are dedicated to creating quality products that teams and businesses can be proud to wear. Carroll Original Wear is proud to support our hometown teams.
When it comes to insurance, Miller Insurance has over 70 years of experience in the business. We offer auto, home, farm, and business insurance, along with several other products to make sure you have the right coverage that fits your needs. Before you renew, give us a call at 336-246-7151 or stop by at 107 South Jefferson Avenue in downtown West Jefferson. Miller Insurance is proud to support all our hometown teams.
Good evening and welcome back to SkyZone HD Game of the Week. We're going to start the second half here with our Backstreet Subs kickoff. Huskies trail Freedom 20-35. Freedom does get the ball to start the second half. Short kickoff toward the sideline. It takes a Husky roll. He's going to circle back to the 10-yard line. Cuts it back upfield, and he's going to slip down. See where the mark him down to the 25-yard line.
25-yard line. And Freedom will begin the first drive of the second half.
Did hear our Miller Insurance scoreboard's down. I did hear at the half that Watauga is ahead of High Brighton, 48-0.
That Watauga team is just getting better as the weeks go on.
Oh, yeah, and I mean, you expect that from a Hobbit coach team, and yeah, they are. They're just getting better as the season goes along.
First and 10 for Freedom. Handoff on first down. Going to get much gain there.
Picked up maybe about, like you said, about 2 yards there. So good job on first down. Be interesting to see because there at the half, B.G. Hampton was shaking up pretty good, and he's definitely not in the backfield here to start the second half.
I don't really see him on the sideline either, but could be sitting down on that far bench.
He could be, but I'm like you. I don't see him really nowhere over there. But you wouldn't miss him. It'd be hard to miss.
It'd be hard to miss. 2nd 8. And a quick jet sweep to number 10. And the Huskies cover it well once again.
Good job there. It looks like who is that?
I think it's Luke Osborne again.
Luke Osborne again. He's having a well of a night here tonight.
Gain a few on the play will bring down
So
first down.
this would be huge if the Huskies could come out here and get a 3 and out.
I mean, if they want any chance to get back in this football game, they can't let them score.
Yeah, and we got and now we're being 15's out and they are throwing it some. We got to look for number 2 here.
And the Huskies jump off sides, it looked like.
We cannot make mistakes like this if we plan on getting back in the football game. I don't think it's going to give them the automatic first down, but it's going to make your play call so much different.
Well,
yeah, it is a first
There was
down.
an automatic first down on the play.
That's a tough break there.
Yeah, I'll make it 1st and 10 for Freedom. I mean, your back's already against the wall. I can't give them any extra chances.
No, you needed to watch the football right there. Just a little anxious, I guess, but that hurts.
Throw on first down for the Patriots, and he's going down the sideline. He's got a man wide open. He is at the 20-10 touchdown Patriots. Number 2 once again. He has had a heck of a night. That is Sacred Baylor.
Well, this kid Cox, he can throw the football, and that was of course they'd been running the out. That was an out and go, and he was wide open, and he hit him in stride. So, our worst nightmare. Of course, we talked about it before the half. They do come out and score right here, so the Huskies have got to figure out at least go back down and score, and they just got to do something to try to stop this Patriot offense.
Yeah, one of our notes for pregame was, watch the double moves.
Yeah, and of course, talking to the coaching staff stuff, their passing game pretty much is a vertical passing game, and so far
it is a
so
block
good.
PAT.
Well, so maybe the Huskies they're good job blocking the PAT here. Let's just see if they can get the football and keep their offense going.
3 touchdown lead now for the Patriots.
Ashe Memorial Hospital is proud to be the official medical provider for Ashe County Schools. In addition, green on-site 4 Husky home games.
And Mark, barring something crazy in the next 2 weeks, get back to that Watauga score a minute ago. That's another conference championship for them.
Yeah, they probably will. At least next week they'll at least be able to lock up at least a share. Their home winning streak is insane.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
especially the regular season.
Yeah, they have not lost a regular season game in Watauga in like 3 or 4 years.
Mm-hmm. Well, the only games they've lost at Watauga here recently was in the playoffs to a very good Weddington team.
Yeah, that has, of course, people that do watch football that they're starting running back, and at that time I went up and watched him play, actually, when they played at Watauga. Will Shipley, if y'all remember that name, the Clemson running back, he was very good in high school.
He was no shab.
He's pretty daggone good now.
And it was a heck of a football game. Watauga had opportunities.
Yeah, just the speed. The speed is what killed Watauga that game.
And he's going to take it at about the 3-yard line. Peterson up to the 30, and he's going to be upended at the 31-yard line.
Yeah, nice return there. Of course, this kicker, he kicks him at least inside the 5. But Peterson with a nice return. Looked like he had a chance to break it, but Let's see what the offense does here on their first drive in the second half.
With a first and 10.
I know, you got rid of that little
Be first and 10 from the 30. Four receivers for the Huskies, 2 to each side. Huskies moving right to the left, have it at their own 31-yard line. Peters takes a snap, got pressure in his face, gets it out quick to an open receiver. I think that's Graybill.
Nice job there. Come out and throw and get a good completion right off the bat here.
Down near the 40-yard line. We do have a 50-50 winner. So if you bought a 50-50 ticket tonight, be picking that out. We will be reading the 50-50 winner after this next play.
I think it's second and long 2. Peters looks to throw on second down, gets it out to Estes, and he turned. He was looking to run before he caught that
Yeah,
one.
it looked like he had some pretty decent blocks out there set up too. Just got a little anxious again. So 3rd and 3 here, and the Huskies need to pick this up and cannot give it back to this offense right now.
9:04 to go here in the third quarter. Huskies down 3 touchdowns, 41-20.
You get all the tickets at Boardwalk. So you get 50 tickets.
that way.
Motion a man across.
She's coming.
Peters looks to throw. Gets a nice catch by Estes. And he makes a something out of nothing play.
Just tremendous. I mean, you know, of course, we run that tunnel screen in the first half with a lot of success. We run it there. They almost get another, or did get a tip ball, and he keeps his concentration, catches it. Then runs 15, 20 yards for 3 yards, but he does pick up the first down. Great job by Estes there.
And a first down they had to have. High snap. Peters got to follow. It's going to take him all the way back to the 35-yard line.
And that's just a huge play to get behind the chains right there. Just high snap, little off to the side. He just couldn't handle it.
Loss on the play, second long now coming up for the
2nd 18 for the Huskies. They motion Phipps across. They get it to Estes, and just really nowhere for him to go there.
No, just didn't. You know, they backed out. They're playing coverage. They're playing way back and just telling them, you know, if you're going to catch in front of us, we're going to tackle.
Which is smart.
Oh, absolutely smart with a 21-point lead here. And of course, the Huskies behind the chains, 3rd and 15 right here.
Long 3rd down for the Huskies. 7:14 to go in the third quarter. Freedom showing blitz, and they back out of it. And he's going Estes. He's at the 20-10. Stay out. He's tackled at the 5-yard line.
Wow.
Touchdown saving tackle.
I tell you, great play right there. But how do you let them get behind you right there? Good job by Estes. Great throw by Peters. And just a good way to pick that first down up. That's a huge play right there. Now,
And that's twice on this drive where you've had to have a big play and your senior receiver comes up and just makes plays.
Yeah, he sure has. And I mean, sitting here just thinking through the game, it's going to be tough between him and Peterson right now for the Dr. Pepper player of the game.
And he's looking, trying to get it to Estes once again. And they're
catching a fumble. Ball was loose.
Ball was loose. We're going to see what they call it. And they're going to call it a fumble.
And I mean, you know, we could definitely not see that, but from here it does look like he caught it and turned to make a play. But huge turnover here by the Huskies.
Inside their own 5-yard line.
That's one of those deals you can't really fault him. He was fighting for yardage right there.
Nothing's going our way right now.
6-12 now. Freedom takes over here in the third quarter.
I mean, the big thing here is you've got him pinned. 15's back in the game. So he is definitely available, but you know, you need to keep him pinned down here. Safety, something.
Hand off to Hampton on first down.
Oh, they got him.
And Huskies do a good job.
Yeah, do a good job. He is hobbling a little bit around there, limping like he went out there, you know, early. But he's had some big plays, but we've bottled him up at times.
Really, other than that one long run,
Yeah,
they've done a good job on him.
they sure have.
I don't know if that was just a short drive. Yeah. When he walked away, it didn't look like he was.
Second 10 now for the Patriots.
Of course, and the Patriots are already watching that play clock.
Yeah, they're trying to shorten this game as much as possible.
Absolutely.
Looks to throw, and it falls incomplete.
Got some pressure in there. I don't know who it was, but hit the quarterback pretty good there. Made him get rid of it a little quick. So good job there by the front of the Husky defense. Make him throw that ball high.
And I think he's going to come out of the game.
Yeah, he's shaking up. He's holding his shoulder also.
Let's see what they have listed for backup quarterback. They do have number 7 listed as quarterback. He may come in.
Barnett here, let's see. Yep, and he's been the running back some tonight, so could be snap issues here or something. Oh, also.
And it is a snap and a foam flag. They're called false start.
They should have killed that. Dang, I wish they hadn't of it. But anyway, false start. So going to back them up even closer to their own end zone.
I think Cox is coming back in
Yeah, it
now.
looks like he is coming back in, but he's sort of favoring that arm.
Yeah.
I've already added her.
No, they still got it. If this is third down, that means if you don't make it this time, they'll kick it down.
Third and long now for.
And where is number 2?
Yeah, because he's made the plays tonight. Find that man. And I'm guessing he's the lone receiver to the top.
Yeah, it does look like him from here.
You can do that and they'll get the ball. Long jump.
Huskies bring pressure and they get it out quick and falls incomplete.
I tell you, they had a chance and it looked like we were in good position right there. I thought we might have a chance for a pick, but anyway, going to force a punt here. You know, a block would be.
We almost
big.
got to the last one.
We sure did. And it's, you know, not normal distance. You're in that end zone, so you're not going to be back as far as you usually are. So.
And the nerves get to you back there.
Yes, they do. Yes.
Yeah, he's going to kick the ball. Hopefully we'll catch it. We'll get the ball. He'll try to go that way.
Punt team on for Freedom. Estes standing on his 40-yard line. On the Freedom 40-yard line. And I think we got to stop at your play. Dead ball delay of game against Freedom, so that's going to back them up another yard.
And I don't think you wanted that there on that spot of the field.
No. It's going to be half distance, but it's going to put it on the 2-yard line.
They're still going to kick the ball.
Now his foot is on the back.
Yeah, he can't
The end
step
zone.
back or
Has to be a good snap.
snap that thing over his head.
And it is a good snap. Gets it off with a short kick. Oh, and it almost hit a Husky player. And they're going to mark it dead.
Almost hit him twice.
They will take over possession. Ashe Early College had their
So,
homecoming
well, we
tonight.
got to stop here. Of course,
They'd like to
time's starting to
recognize
tick
their
away here,
homecoming
but we still got the
queen.
fourth
Number 4,
quarter, but we got to start
their
putting some
homecoming
points on the
king,
board
Jose
here.
Piero.
Yeah, we do.
Your homecoming king and queen at the
We've had some
Early
good
College.
drives that we've just stopped ourselves. I mean, they've only really stopped us on that one.
Yeah, just
Oh, he was king. He seemed like he was quiet.
First and 10 from the Freedom 30. Fumble snap, and Peter's going to have to follow it once again.
now we're having a hard time handling the snap here. So
Peters falls on the ball. Also about 6 yards up the play forward.
Which is odd because we haven't had that problem all year.
no, we sure hadn't.
And this is just complete speculation because I don't know what position Brown played, but was he the center? Do you know?
You know, I do not know.
I mean, you know, little
Could it
things
be-
like
little things like that matter.
yeah.
Who got a score?
I think you're exactly right.
Takes a snap on second down and gets it across the middle. It's picked off to the 20, 40, across the 50 to the 40. He's got blockers in front of him. No one's going to catch him. It'll be a Freedom touchdown.
Avery Fowler with the interception, and we'll take it down to the end zone.
That was not even.
And that's... Ain't much you can say about that.
No, just not the Huskies' night there. It looked like he wanted the receiver was running out. Of course, he's getting a lot of pressure. And now that you've said that the snap is getting back there a little slower, so maybe whatever. But he running out or an up, and we threw the out.
Yeah.
Every time does it go up 5?
Touchdown 6 points, and if they kick this ball through the goalpost, it's the next one. So a total of 7 points. If you can kick it through those goalposts, you get the next point.
And PAT is up and good.
Extra point
Makes
to
it
the
48-20
48-23.
with 4:16 to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, another,
We'll get the ball now.
of course, high-scoring affair here. But the wheels have just come off here for the Huskies.
They really have.
Just, and like you said earlier, ain't much you can do about it.
Somebody's got to right.
How many turnovers have we had so far? 3?
Three,
I thought it was more than
maybe 4.
Turnovers and 1 interception.
We've had 2 interceptions.
we've had a fumble there.
Probably 4.
Let's see.
So with 4:16 to go in the third quarter, Huskies will take the kickoff trailing 20 to 48.
Turnover on downs.
It's our fourth turnover. We had 2 fumbles and 2 interceptions.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, I mean, you know, turnovers kill, and you know, and the thing about it is, you give up 14 points. 1 fumble was returned for a touchdown, and right there an interception.
1 interception, yeah.
Returned for a touchdown. And you know, if their offenses is scoring the way they're scoring, we definitely don't need their defense to score.
They're saying, I don't want to get hurt. I want to be on the dance line.
Well, they start at 7 minutes. They're going to start running the clock off.
End over end kick going to be taken at the 5-yard line. Peterson across the 20. Tries to bounce it outside. He's down the sideline and going to be pushed out of bounds at about the 45-yard line.
Once again, I mean, what can you say about the kid? I mean, he's had a tremendous game, had a tremendous season, just a great return right there.
Just over 4 minutes to play in the third quarter.
They're always 4 quarters. That's what quarter means.
First and 10 from the Husky 48-yard line. 4:05 to go here in the third quarter. Peterson gets the handoff on first down. He bounces it out the sideline. He is down the sideline, and Matthew Peterson in for a Husky touchdown.
Well, they definitely needed that, and well, we got a flag back here on the play.
Could be a hold against
The Huskies and bring it back here. Man, that hurts. Just a great run there. but penalty is going to bring it back. Dang it, dang it, dang it. Mistakes, turnovers.
Just not our night.
It's just, yes, just so
Not- I
far
mean,
been
sometimes
one of
it's
those,
just-
yeah.
Just one of those nights.
Holding penalty called against the Huskies will bring the touchdown back.
So take the 6 off the board. It makes it first and second and 20. Peters takes the snap, looks to throw. He's got Fairchild. It's picked off once again at the 40-yard line. They were just sitting back playing center field.
Yeah, I mean, the 2 deep zone, just sitting back. Now we got flags going here, a bunch of mouth running and stuff, and just not good.
Carson Dyson with the kickoff there.
So, well, that's your 5th turnover tonight.
Yeah. Dead ball. Unsportsmanlike against Freedom. Probably going to be offsetting penalties. Oh, no, just against.
They're going to keep the football
Yeah.
because it's dead ball. But, yeah, they're going to back them up a little bit here. Freedom's going to have the football, which that's the big key here. But game's getting a little sloppy.
It is. I think there's a lot of frustration setting in.
Especially for the Husky team. I mean, they played hard all year and just the results have not been what you wanted.
And the scores that the finals every week are not
addicted to how well they have competed and played.
That's what he said. Is that what he said? Yeah. Okay. He's been reading a book about dogs. Where were you born? Me?
First and 10 for the Patriots.
I grew up in Boone.
Flag down and blow it dead. So it'll be a false starter.
It looks like Freedom's coming out here, and hey, they can't. You got a whole nother quarter, and they know the Huskies can score. They're coming out and throwing the football. Might have something to do with Hampton being banged up a little bit too. He's standing on the sidelines over there, and with this score, you may not want to.
Yeah, you're up 28 points while resting.
Yeah. And I'm going to assume I don't think they've played the Pioneers yet.
I don't think so either. And off to number 7 up the middle.
Marcus Lawrence on the carry, brought down that time by Elijah Langsett.
Yeah, nice job by Langsett that time on the tackle there. He did pick up about 4 yards. No, he didn't. Maybe 2.
Second down now for the Patriots. Look to throw on second down and got it complete right at the sticks.
Yeah, this Cox, he can throw the football.
Put some zip on it.
Yeah, he sure does.
Stopped by Bridger Fairchild, but we bring it up near the first down marker. It'll be third about a yard now, coming up for the Patriots.
Of course, as we said, the Patriots are really methodical right now.
Mm-hmm. Working the play clock.
They keep scoring, they did not score. It looks like he's giving them the first down.
Yep, he did. They made the line. They got the first one.
Patriots go under center. Well, trickeration there from the Patriots. Cox takes a snap, looks to throw. And almost fit into a very tight window.
Yeah, nice job by Fairchild that time to reach around and knock that ball down. Great coverage.
Richard Fairchild is on coverage that time for the Huskies.
And Mark, is it me or is that new this week? I don't remember Fairchild playing much corner last week.
Not a whole lot of corner. Can't really see if anybody that usually plays is in street clothes, but he's done a very good job out there.
They should know what corner we're in.
Minute 43 to go in the third quarter. Takes the handoff. There's a long pass.
Yeah, he just oversailed that one, trying to get it out to number 2 again there in the space. Baylor. And I tell you, he's fast.
I mean, a name like Sacred, you should be fast.
Yeah, he should be. Looks like Avera's limping off here.
Yeah, well, they're not playing football. Romance.
3rd and 10 for the Patriots. Throwing on 3rd down. Gets it out to number 18 at the 40-yard line.
Nice job again there. One thing that does surprise me about throwing the football is they've had a couple of completions and it stops that clock.
Yeah.
So 4th down and about, 5? Mm-hmm. Looks like they're going to leave the offense on the field. Could try to get them to jump too. Get off.
Yeah, they may work this play clock down.
And call a timeout.
Don't jump, guys. Don't jump.
Yeah, it looks like he's in the official's ear now.
And they call it timeout. At least 49.9 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Most likely bring on the punt team for the Patriots.
Yeah, it looks like you will. I would think with a 18-point lead, I would definitely, or excuse me, a 28-point lead, I would definitely bring the punt team out.
Absolutely.
You don't want to give them nothing with the fourth quarter. We've seen crazier things. You don't want to give them nothing to swing the momentum here, because it is all on the Patriots sideline.
That sounds so seductive. You're going to ask kind of cheese, doesn't it?
Oh my.
Yeah, it looks like, well, they had punt but once. I didn't realize it, but the quarterback's also the punter here.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, it's not a bad place on the field to fake it.
Well, you're in that area.
All right, let's get the ball running back this time, guys. There you go. Catch it.
And the punt will go out of bounds. Oh, no. Backs up like a pitching wedge.
Yeah, it did look like it was headed straight out of bounds there.
Punt rolls down to the 27-yard line.
41.5 seconds to go here in the third quarter.
See if it's 7, 8.
First and 10 now for the Huskies. They're all 28-yard line. Hand off to Pearson on first down. Good run on first down. He's still on his feet. Good 14-yard pickup on first
I
down.
mean, we've talked about it so much, talked about shiftiness and stuff right there, but that was a power run. I mean, for nothing bigger than he was. I mean, he's just a tremendous football player.
Huh?
And off to Peterson once again. 5-yard pickup on first down.
Yeah, nice pickup on first down. That'll probably be the last play of the quarter.
Yeah.
Peterson.
So it's into the third quarter. Huskies trail 48-20. We'll be back with the fourth quarter in the SkyZone HD Game of the Week.
Carroll Original Wear has been in the business of custom apparel and merchandise for over 20 years, cutting their teeth in Western wear and specializing in custom embroidery, t-shirt graphics, and jerseys. They also offer their services to teams, businesses, and the greater public. They are dedicated to creating quality products that teams and businesses can be proud to wear. Carroll Original Wear is proud to support our hometown teams.
When it comes to insurance, Miller Insurance has over 70 years of experience in the business. We offer auto, home, farm, and business insurance, along with several other products to make sure you have the right coverage that fits your needs. Before you renew, give us a call at 336-246-7151 or stop by at 107 South Jefferson Avenue in downtown West Jefferson. Miller Insurance is proud to support all our hometown teams.
Welcome back to the SkyZone HD Game of the Week. We're going to start the fourth quarter. Huskies trail by 20-48. It's been one of those nights where things just really haven't went the Huskies' way.
No, and I mean, it started, late in the second quarter there, and see if they can right the ship here in the fourth quarter, I guess.
Peters throws, and it hits the official.
Yeah, just a tough break right there. It looked like it. Yeah, so these Freedom players, the officials, and everybody's in the way right there.
A lot of people in the short area.
Another huge third down play here.
Third and five. Of course, at this point, you're 4 down the rest of the way.
Yeah.
And off to Peterson, he's met in the backfield, and he keeps fighting.
Wow, I thought he was going to sneak out the other end. It was a tough run again. So, going to bring up 4th and 2 here. Of course, Huskies going to leave the offense on the field.
Absolutely.
Fourth down situation now for the Huskies. It's about 2 yards to go.
4th and 2 with 11:25 to go in the fourth quarter. And it looks like the Huskies are going to take a timeout.
Yeah, play clock got a little short there. So.
Ashe Memorial Hospital proud to be the official medical provider for Ashe County Schools. In addition to being on site for the Husky home games and providing initial care on the field, Ashe Memorial Hospital's rehabilitation.
Well, I mean, really, you just got to try to see if you can get better here in the fourth quarter a little bit. Peck away, but huge fourth down coming up.
Surgical.
Of course, next week you're going to go play a South Caldwell team that's very similar to this team.
I mean, yeah, we knew that, coming in. We talked about it last week. Once we get to conference play, it's pretty much, lack of a better way to say it, everybody pounds and grounds, and just runs the football out.
Yeah, because, I mean, you look at it, this team lost to High Brighton, beat South Caldwell, then South Caldwell beat High Brighton. So, I mean, these teams we've played are all very similar.
Pretty balanced and pretty, like you say, offenses are the same. Freedom, runs the spread, but they look to run out of the spread.
All right, guys, we're going to get this first down. Whatever it takes.
4th and 2 now for Peters in the gun. Quick pitch out to Peterson. He's got the first down.
Great job there. We should have had an offsides right there, not had to worry about that. The official reached for it, but he didn't pull it out. Big first down, man.
Keeps this drive alive with 10:50 to go here in the fourth quarter.
Freezing cold stadium out there. You're welcome to go inside.
He loves critiques.
That's the third mistake after 3. Only 3.
Peters takes a snap, looks to throw, steps up in the pocket, gets it to, I think that's Poe across the middle.
Yeah, that is 5.
Pass complete to Tanner Bow. Throw down by Avery Pollard. Up to the ball 40-yard line. Second down coming out.
2nd 8 now for the Huskies. Clock continues to roll. 10 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. Takes a snap, look to throw, gets it out to, tries to get it to Peterson, he slips down.
Yeah,
he's going to lose yards.
Yeah, he sure is going to lose about 2 yards right there, so it's going to bring up 3rd and 10 here.
Middle on the tackle there for Freedom. 3rd down situation now for the Huskies.
And I've really been paying attention. That ball was, I'm
I
not for
honestly
sure
believe.
Cade Brown, Cade was the center here because the ball is getting back there a little slower.
Yeah.
All right, good.
Right out there.
Gets it to Grable on the screen, and he's going to get up to about 42-yard line.
Yeah, and I mean, we just didn't get no blocks right there. Because we're not going to throw it by them right now. They're playing fairly deep.
Just like last week.
Just like last week, we got to throw the underneath stuff and hope we can get some yards after the catch.
4th and 6 now. Ball to 38-yard line for the Huskies. Peters takes a snap on 4th down, and he falls down at the 50-yard line.
It's not your night, it's not your night.
Yeah,
Is that not right?
that's
When
what
it's not your night, it's just not.
When it
your
rains,
night.
it pours.
Yeah, when it rains, it pours there. Going to turn it over on downs.
Turnover on down.
Promising drive there, but this second half's just been pretty much a nightmare.
It really has. And from about, I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes left in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, I mean it was a great football game, and then it just come, as we said, it come unraveled for the Huskies.
.8:32 to go here in the 4th quarter. Freedom takes over.
Oh no.
Number 2 on the jet sweep.
Yeah, you're going to pick up 3 or 4 right there, but decent job stringing it out. Looked like Blevins had a chance in the backfield, but he sort of ran by it.
Clock is the Patriots' friend.
Yeah, I'm sure I would be surprised if they put the ball in the air anymore.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, 8 minutes here in the 4th quarter, you're up 28. Now we got a timeout, official timeout here. Guess to get an injured player off for Ashe. Looks like that might be Osborne shaking up a little bit.
Yeah, he's battled him. Beat up knee.
I mean, they played hard.
Hand off. Number 4.
Nice clean jersey there. Good fresh
Big
legs.
youngin' too. Doesn't have his
6'1", 205.
It's a big boy.
Freedom will have the ball down at the 39-yard line.
Big number 15 comes back in for the Patriots.
Which is almost always the case. Sometimes the suggestion of being
And off to Hampton, and he's going to be tackled for maybe a 1 yard gain.
Done well the job with him really here, especially later in the game. But
Short gain on the play.
and he's limping noticeably.
And I'm not sure why you keep putting him in.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's in the football game.
6:35 in county.
So do we have Pee Wee games tomorrow, Mr. Farmer?
Yes, sir. It's playoff time for Pee Wee football. They travel down to North Wilkes tomorrow, start the playoff.
And lost a thing in Hayes, North Carolina.
If you did, it'd be hard to find.
Yeah, it would.
Somewhere around Yellow Banks Road.
So
Be a timeout.
Yeah, before the play clock blows out there.
Timeout call. Must be like
I do believe tomorrow
sponsors, Mountaineer Golf Club.
K through 2, 3rd and 4th, and 5th and 6th are all play.
BD Aviation, Boone Family Funeral Home. Future Physical Therapy, WKSK The Farm. Modern Toyota Subaru Boone. Little Caesars Pizza. Skyline National Bank. Carroll Company, Steve Johnson's
6
Auto
and
World.
4 to go in the 4th during this
Miller
timeout.
Insurance and
Don't really have a Miller's Insurance scoreboard to look at, but
Bojangles.
You do know that Watauga is way ahead of
way ahead.
way ahead of High Brighton. And we didn't know about texting those scores.
Next week, Huskies travel to South Caldwell.
And against a pretty solid Spartan team.
In their final game, regular season game of the year, be back home. Senior night against Watauga.
And we know that will be a tough one.
Will be a tough.
Wow.
Cox looks to throw. He's going to throw it incomplete.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't understand that. I just would have put the football on the ground. And,
I think this Freedom team welcomes the Pioneers, or maybe they may play at Watauga next week.
I'm not sure, but yes, it's got to be coming up. Well, for Watauga's done played Alexander Central. Yes, it's got to be there. That's going to be a big game. Well, it'd be for the lead in the conference.
They throw deep to the end zone, and a acrobatic catch made once again by the Patriots.
And we tipped it 2 or 3 times, and it went up, and it fell in his hands. What did you say earlier? When it rains, it pours.
Right now, it's pouring.
It is all Patriots here tonight.
Will be Freedom at Watauga next week.
Okay. Well, then Watauga's got, what, a 7-point lead before they get there.
They do.
I mean, they're just tough to beat up there. The place will be packed.
It's really good atmosphere.
It's
there.
excellent. I mean, their kids, you know, we've gone up there and played them the first game, or played the first time this season. It was just full. I mean, it was very electric.
It really hasn't been as bad as the school.
Makes it 55-20 with 5:50 to go here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, and then just another tough night here, and I mean, from about last 3 minutes of the second quarter on, it's just it's come unraveled for the Huskies. And it was, what, a 1-point ball game?
Yeah, we missed the PAT. Well, we thought we tied it up, missed the PAT, made it 21-20. Then they scored. We got the ball back.
And we have a crucial interception.
Then they scored.
It's just.
And then they get the ball to start in the second half, score. Again, it's just kind of.
And then it's just been
The pick six.
they scored 14 points their defense. So well, let's see if we can run one back here.
Patriots kick it off. Taken by, I think, Fairchild on the far side. And he spins up the middle. All the way down to the 32-yard line.
So decent field position here. Let's see if the Huskies can, score right here and then get a little confidence going into next week.
Yeah, just get some positive things going.
Well, sixes are 6 more.
I deserve it.
First and 10 from the 32.
Their jerseys are terrible trying to read. There's not more jerseys than
Yeah.
Peters gets pressure. Tries to get it to, I think that's Poe across the middle.
And that's not throwing back across their bodies, not the best ideal in the world. But just a tough break there.
Stop the clock with 5:37 to go.
You can go to the third quarter and say you take over.
Second and 10 now. Peters takes the high snap, gets it out to Graybill across the 40. And Graybill's really had a quiet night tonight.
Yeah, he has. Nice play and catch there. Nice pick up there. But, he has been quiet tonight.
Ashe County has it at the 43.
Yeah, we just need to put it right out there just to show we can.
We got almost 2 of them.
Takes a snap, gets it out to Peterson, and he's got the first down still on his feet.
Oh man,
He's just worked tonight.
He's worked. I know there's 44 left in the game, and as far as I'm concerned, there's no doubt who the Dr. Pepper player of the game for Ashe County is tonight. I mean, Estes has had a real good game, but he's just been the workhorse tonight, catching, running back kicks.
Peters takes a snap. Gets it to Peterson once again. And he's going to lose maybe a yard.
But he still, you thought he was going to be, back here, but he just never quits fighting.
Again on that play, second down for the Florida Huskies.
I'm going to say got back to the line of scrimmage, make it second and 10. Peters looks to throw, gets it out to Graybill once again. Stays on his feet. There's a flag, maybe a face mask.
Maybe, I don't know what happened there, but we do have a flag on the play. Nice job, nice catch by Peters. Or nice throw by Peters. Good job by Graybill there. So, see what the flag's all about. Personal foul face mask, yes.
From where it was thrown to where it was thrown, that's about all it could be.
Yeah, about all it could have been, because there's really nobody out there trying to block anybody or anything. So.
Moves the ball up to the 20-yard line for the Huskies. That little
Good job.
pitch inside to Estes.
Nice job. Of course, they run it the other way in the first half to Peterson for a touchdown there, but we've seen that nice job again by Estes. Nice play.
He will bring that near first down marker. It is a Farm Bureau first down. First and goal now for the Huskies at the 10-yard line.
Come on, guys.
2:50 and counting. Huskies trying to add to the score, trailing 20-55. Looks to throws going to the end zone. It's caught, complete. I think that's to Estes once again. In for a Husky touchdown.
Nice drive there. Good throw and catch from Peters to Estes there.
Looks like the Huskies offense will stay on the field. Of course, Alvera limped off earlier. I don't think he's going to be kicking. So.
Yeah, and well, with the score the way it is. But yeah, he did limp off. So.
Motion to an empty backfield for Peters. Gets it out. Almost intercepted. Trying to get it to Peterson. So we'll take another look at that Colin Estes touchdown from Blake Peters on our Greens Excavating instant replay.
Okay, your Steve Johnson Auto World Drive summary. It took the Huskies 3 minutes and 20 seconds. They went 68 yards in 8 plays. 10-yard touchdown pass from from Blake Peters to Colin Estes. The extra point was no good, so with 2:38 left in the fourth quarter, that brings your score Ashe County 26, Freedom 55. That's your Steve Johnson Auto World Drive summary.
.238 to go, and Mark, we've already given out the player of the game, so let's get to our Carroll Original Wear end zone play of the game. And we'll give it to the Colin Estes touchdown in the first half, where he just fought through 3 or 4 people to get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, he did. I mean, they missed a block. He catches the ball. I thought he was going down right there. 2 other people coming to help, and he wanted it a little more than 3 other guys, and pulled away and took it into the end zone. So that's going to be our Carroll Original Wear end zone play of the game. And, well, like we said earlier, Dr. Pepper player of the game, no doubt, tonight is Matthew Peterson. I don't know what his yardage is, but his total yardage would be phenomenal with running and catching.
Yeah, kickoff returns to that.
Looks like they were trying to just kick it over, maybe get a little onside kick, but Freedom does fall on it here. You would think we would see some slams up into the middle and get the Patriots get on the bus and get back to the house, but
a lot of clean jerseys out there for Freedom.
Yeah, it sure is. So see what they do here.
Number 10 takes the handoff. They do have a new quarterback in. Number 18, Caden Little.
I believe they're about all new, to be honest with you.
Lawrence on the carry.
Lawrence on the carry. Nice job. Clock's running the big thing here.
Second down situation now for Freedom.
Just over 2 minutes to go. Huskies trail 26-55. Jet sweep for the Patriots. And he's going to be taken out of bounds hard by Peterson.
Yeah, good job there, stringing it out some there, and then we get him out of bounds here. But the bad thing is that does stop the clock. I mean, I I'm sure Coach Hampton would not be mad if they started the clock right here.
Looks like the entire student section's already headed to the dance because
So is there a dance tonight?
there is the homecoming dance that got canceled
That's
due to
right.
the hurricane.
That's right.
Scheduled for tonight. Hand off on first down. Minute 30 to go.
Jalen Burgess on the carry, front loss on the play. Second down now for that.
Down to a minute 14. Second long for Patriots.
They're just trying to get the clock to run out here.
So next week, Huskies travel off the mountain down to South Caldwell. Probably their longest trip of the year.
Yeah, it would be, and I'd say by far your longest trip of the year in the regular season. So who?
Timeout Patriots.
I guess he didn't want to take a penalty there. I don't know what. Oh well.
Guys, we need to put one more down the first just to prove a point.
Maybe now they'll just get into taking a knee.
I mean, he does. I guess you got your second teamers out there, and you don't want to not coach them too. But curious here.
Yeah,
that is their last one, though. I think they can't use another.
Yeah, according to the scoreboard, that is their last time out.
Where you going, honey? Just to look off the side.
No, just when I walk out, I'll go out the car.
Huskies fought hard tonight, but we talked about it earlier. It just wasn't their night.
And of course, the score got out of hand. It was a lot closer football game than this, but from about 3 minutes left on, they do take a knee. So they're going to try to just run the clock out here.
Yeah, 40 seconds to go. Yeah, play clock is now ahead of the clock.
Final score will be 55-26.
So next week, we talked about it. Huskies travel down the mountain to face a very good South Caldwell team.
Yeah, and it'd be another tough game on the road for the Huskies next week. But they're going to keep coming and keep working. One thing the coaching staff did talk about this week, and it's really made them happy, is these kids still are coming and working.
Yeah,
he said that they enjoy practicing, and so come out and do it again next week and see what happens.
And they're still very young.
Very young football team.
So for Mark Cutler, I'm Dusty Farmer. We'll see you next week on the SkyZone HD Game of the Week. Throw it to Estes once again, and he breaks free. And that was all on Estes right there. He broke three defenders basically to get in for a Husky touchdown with 2:01 to go here in the first half.
Let's get back to that play. Great job of calling Estes. I'm going to go ahead and say it. There's #1 nominee for the Carroll Original Wear end zone play of the game. That's going to be the first nominee so far. But that's just a tremendous effort right there.
That was a tremendous effort.
All the way to the end zone for another Ashe Memorial Hospital touchdown.